Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Bat Batiste, and I've got a trade idea for you today. The last day of February, February 28th, 2023, and this can only be summed up as one word and one word only: volatility. Let's take a look at that. Normally, I take a look at what the overall market is doing. I usually put up the E-mini S&Ps. I'm going to switch it up a little bit for you today and look at SPY. It's exactly the same thing. SPY, E-mini S&Ps are the same thing. One is a future, the /ES. The other is an ETF, SPY, but they are essentially the same thing. Why you say the price so much different besides just the size? Well, SPY has dividends in it. E-mini S&Ps do not. But look at this IV rank here, 9.7. When we're looking at an overall market that has a relatively low IV rank, it's very hard to find trades that have high IV rank in them. I mean, this is the S&P 500, and if you go to all the NASDAQ stocks, the thousands of NASDAQ stocks, you'll see that the IV rank is relatively low when you're looking at all of them from a broad-based point of view. So what can we do? Well, we could take a look at volatility and see what that's doing, and it's down another 67 cents today, looking like it's going to kind of make some new lows. Now, remember, we did an SPX trade the other day, last time we were on the show, where we wanted the E-mini S&Ps to go higher and volatility to go lower. We really haven't gotten the E-mini S&Ps to move anywhere, but volatility has contracted, so that SPX trade has worked out real well. In fact, today is all about closing trades so far for Bob the Trader, which is our follow page feature here. And if you look, I have just me up here right now. And just today alone, I've closed 3 trades. And you can see I'm going to make a new trade in Microsoft, which we'll get to in just a moment. In Apple, the love kept coming, right? This trade from the 14th, we took it off and made ourselves $1 profit. Roku was a trade from my podcast back on 117 that was giving us fits. You'll see I closed it for $10.77, and you know we don't open trades, or I haven't opened trades that have $10, $15 worth of premium to them. So this was a roll trade. I took this trade all the way from the beginning of the year until now. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're down a couple of dollars, $3, $4, $5, $6 on a trade, and you end up breaking even, it feels like a win. And you can see here we stayed mechanical and rolled with all the I mentioned everything that we did in there. Anyway, you can look at it yourself. And then Microsoft today, we took a $1.50 profit on a trade that we put on just about a week ago, 221. Matter of fact, exactly 7 days ago. Took a nice $1.50 on that position. If you want to take a look at those two positions alone, you could type in Microsoft in here. That's MSFT. And it will show you all the Microsoft trades. Here's the one from 221 where we're closing the March, and we rolled to April on the overall trade, and we ended up making about $1.50 on that trade. Again, another trade in Microsoft that was giving us fits, but yet we were able to make $1.50 on that trade. So not every trade that gives you problems means that you have to scratch the trade. In this case, 2 examples. One was a nice winner. One was a scratch. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to look at today. I've already put my high option volume list up here. You have this as a preset list in Tasty Trade, Tasty Works platform. Hopefully that will get changed tomorrow to Tasty Trade. Anyway, I clicked on earnings here, and we're going to look at, I'm going to eliminate all the stocks that have earnings. And as you go down here quickly, here's IWM with 11% IV rank. You kind of scan with your eyes for some of the larger ones. UNG, we've put on a trade in there, an $8, $9 stock with a monthly implied volatility that's relatively low, although the IV rank is high. Tough to make money in. Boyle is the same thing. It's a nat gas type product. I'm not interested in that. But as you go down here, not too many in the 20s, 30s, or 40s. XSP, which is a mini S&P 500 index, that IV rank misleading. The markets get a little bit wide in there. That IV rank should be closer to what's in SPY. I hope we will get that fix for you soon. Taking across your XLP with an 18%. I mean, you really don't get into anything IYR. Again, just another product that I have a hard time making money in. Maybe it's better for you. IV rank of 28 is pretty good. But the one that I was able to find is right down here on the bottom again, rinse and repeat in Microsoft. Now, over the last 5 days, volatility has gone down. And you know, if you had that iron condor on that we put on just from 221, that volatility has contracted real nicely. As a matter of fact, I think, and if my memory serves me correctly, the IV rank was closer to 35. Yes, it was. It was 35 the last time we put on, and now it's down to 21. So you might be saying, Bat, why am I going into this? Well, I'm trying to find the best candidate for my trading style and to help you in yours. So here's an example of what we're doing. We had on an iron condor that worked out pretty good. It was a wide iron condor. Let's call it a synthetic strangle, because $30 wide is quite wide for an iron condor. I think it's borderline on saying it's a synthetic strangle in there. So what am I looking at now in Microsoft? Well, Microsoft has an 84% correlation to the overall market, so it's highly correlated to the market. You can see Microsoft is up today and the market is up today. If the market turns around today, I would expect Microsoft to turn around also. But at least the IV rank is over 20. We haven't been able to find any really of those popular names with the IV rank over 20 in there. I've had success in Microsoft, so we'll go back to it. I did look at doing a calendar spread in here, but you know what? March with only 17 days, in any product is a little bit too short dated for me, so it almost ruled out calendar spreads, diagonals that I would like to put on when IV rank is low, volatility is low. So I've got to put on another type of trade that's going to suit my trading style and maybe even my assumption a little bit more. So I open up the April options with 52 days to go. And what am I looking at doing in here? Well, I'm going to look to do a put ratio spread. That leaves me a little bit long, but I'm going to skew it, go down even further than I normally would, and I want to give myself a break even that's below where my iron condor was just a moment ago. Otherwise, why take off the iron condor at all? Leave that one on. Even though the iron condor only had a 62% pop, I'm going to look for a probability of profit that's higher, 70, 80, maybe even closer to 90% pop, and use the similar amount of buying power as we did in the iron condor synthetic strangle that we had on a moment ago. So what am I doing? I'm looking to buy one of the 225 puts and sell two of the 220 puts. Now, if you've watched my podcast before, when volatility is high, I like to go wider with my buy and be able to collect more of a credit. Now, you certainly could put on the 2030 here, and you're using about, that's the 230 put, buying one, selling two of the 220 puts. That's $10 wide. If I was less bullish or possibly playing for an omnidirectional trade here, I'd like to get a lot wider than $5. Now remember, you're using the same amount of buying power here, $5 wide or $10 wide. Here you're using around $2,260, and here you're using around $2,340. So you're only collecting 53 cents in credit. Remember, I'm bullish on the trade, so I'm not really looking for this to be tested or come inside my body where I'd have a max profit of $5. Or if I did the other trade, maybe you're a little bit, want a higher probability of success, 94%, collect less credit. I'm going to opt for the higher credit, lower probability of pop on the trade. I'm buying the 225s, one time, selling two of the 220 puts, buying one of the 225s, selling two of the 20 puts, 92% pop. I was able to get filled at 130. You could get filled at 132. Now you can see these trades that I'm putting on right here. I put it on just a moment ago before filming this. Rinse and repeat, omnidirectional, bullish trade. Now, why do I consider it a bullish trade, even though I'm so far out of the money? Well, I'm looking at this because it does have just about 8 or 9 deltas on the trade. It gives me about $5 in theta decay and a 92% pop, where the trade that we had on previously, the iron condor, which was trading for around $5, only had a 62% pop. So I'm another interesting thing here, even though I'm well outside of a standard deviation, let's take a look at the downside here. My break even on this trade is under 215. Let's just call it 214 for rounding possibilities here. I'm stumbling on my words, but that would be a new low in Microsoft. So that means the market in general would have to make a new low with Microsoft having such a high correlation to the overall market. So I like the probability of profit. I like the credit I receive. I like the amount of buying power I'm using, $2,200 in change. If you're trading in an IRA type account and you'll be using something like, let's say, $23,000 in change, I'm just multiplying it by 10 because that's normally how it works out for most math models. You can go in and buy, like, let's say, the 180 puts one time. Now, of course, you'd have a little bit less of a credit, whatever you're using for paying for that 180 put. But look at your buying power. Your buying power would go down from $23,000 to $3,400. So we all can make this trade, whether in an IRA account and we don't want to use a lot of buying power, and simulate the same type of buying power in a margin account, which is the account that I'm using right here. All right, I hope you enjoy these podcasts. Please leave me some comments. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you. I do my best to answer every question or comment that you put on there. Please open up an account at tastytrade.com, formerly known as Tastyworks, and take advantage of some of all of those features that we have in our platform, and of course, some of the advantages of bringing your account to us, some of the perks. All right, I'm Tony Batista. Enjoy your end of February trade.